evening, Columbus. Here today at XYZ, we are pleased to announce that Christopher Columbus, the man who sailed the ocean blue in 1492, will be joining us tonight to tell us his story about one of the most famous voyages ever done. Everyone please welcome Mr. Columbus. Well, Mr. Columbus, tell us your story about your great adventure.
Of course, it is intriguing on how it came to be. Well, I was born and raised in Italy, where I taught the world was one large sphere. With this knowledge, I had the idea that there would be a western passage to China, Japan, and India. Maybe a much quicker route than going around the tip of Africa. I presented this idea to the King of Italy when unexpectedly he refused to sponsor me on this trip.
That's peculiar. How did you afford the trip then?
Well, after the Italian king refused my offer, I traveled to Spain, where I proposed my idea to two Italian investors, Ferdinand and Isabella. They thought I had a logical idea, and if I were successful, Spain would be able to become one of the richest and most powerful countries in Europe. They took a risk up for my trip, which would later make Spain very powerful in the future.
Did you have any other motives for the trip?
My other two biggest motives of this trip was to help Spain become very wealthy and powerful, and to help spread the religion of Christianity.
Many people have said that you did not reach the western part of Asia, but instead found the New World. Is that true?
Yes, it is. I don't believe that I found a new continent or the New World, but instead I found the western part of India, something no other European had done before. I met the people there and called the Indians because they looked just like the Indians we so commonly see on the other eastern side of India, where we traded goods with.
And how many times did you make the voyage?
I was able to reach the western part of Asia 4 times.
Well, thank you, Mr. Columbus, for sharing that fantastic story with us tonight. And hopefully more good things will happen due to your discovery. Thank you for watching today's episode on Christopher Columbus. If you would like to learn more about Christopher Columbus' famous adventure, be sure to go to the link on your screen. Have a good evening and make sure to come back next week for the interview with Elcano.